Beaches, snorkeling, visiting Chichen Itza. Those are the things that came to mind when we started planning our 1-month stay in Cancun, Mexico. It is our last week here, and while these things have been beautiful parts of our stay, there is one very important, very exciting part of our life every single day here in Cancun that we need to talk about: the food. 1 month in, we have eaten a lot of food. Some okay, some incredible. We're Madison and iVEN, and today's madventure is going to take you off the beaten tourist path to show you 4 of the most delicious dishes you cannot miss when you're in Cancun. Starting with the least hidden of the gems and working our way to the Vespa equivalent of a food truck located outside a gas station with a line wrapped all the way around it. Let's dig in. We're beginning our journey with snacks at Parque de las Palapas. This place is so cool because it really is a local hotspot.
So one of the most important things that we've learned in our travels is to follow the locals. See where the long lines are, see what's busy, see what's poppin', and realize that that's where the good food is gonna be. That's where the fun activities are gonna be. We are about to wait in a very long line for corn, for Esquites, which is street corn but in a cup. And it's a line filled with locals, so you know it's gonna be good.
Esquites is corn cut off the cob but served in traditional Mexican street corn fashion, with a dollop of mayonnaise covered in cheese and topped with something spicy. Here, they leave the spicy bit up to us.
And they have this whole section over here with toppings for us to put on it. Literally everything you could ever think of.
Put a red, and a local person reminded me that it is muy picante. A red salsa on top that has peanuts in it. Then I put a little chipotle mayo, dry chili powder. So mix it all up and I go for it. The cheese is already melting right off the top. Yeah, super creamy. All right. I forgot to mention, I also had a little lime juice because that hits you right away. Great freshness. That is spicy. That local knew what was up. I'm glad he reminded me because I was gonna go for a second dollop and it doesn't need it. I love when the cheese starts to melt. And I like right on the corn. It's like ooey and gooey. So good. Delicious.
It's really good. You did a great job. What we've loved about the Mexican corn versus what we have in the States is that this corn is actually really hearty. Like, it's not, I feel like the corn we have oftentimes in the United States tastes very, it's just like juice. Like, it just spits everywhere as soon as you bite in. It gets liquid all over the place. And this corn doesn't. Like, it really has body to it and really like gives you that good, it does fill you up. And like the perfect amount of creamy, spicy, hearty. You feel like you're being a little bit healthy, even though there's a bunch of mayonnaise and cheese on it. It was really tasty. Definitely get why the longest line in the park is for corn. Seems crazy, but you gotta try it.
I'm talking about, tips, follow the crowd. I think there's really 2 parts to that, right? One is obviously that locals know what's up. There's a second angle to it as well. And something that I've noticed is just the volume that these places go through and like how fresh it is. Like some of our favorite places just bring a big old batch of meat in the morning, or just like this, like a big old pot of corn, and they're serving it until they run out, and they run out and they go home, and these places, they're only bringing what they can sell. They're not taking it home, they're not refrigerating it and bringing it back out the next day, right? They literally run out, and that is when the shop closes. So I think it's that freshness angle. When you have a place with that much volume just going in and out the door every day, you can make some quality stuff. That's my thesis.
If you continue to follow the long lines of locals, you will quickly end up at a Marquesitas stand.
This, my friends, is one of our greatest street food discoveries since being in Cancun, a Marquesita. It's a crispy crepe, like the best waffle cone you've ever had, outer shell. All of them have queso in it, this kind of delicious, shredded, nice, sharp, little bit funky cheese, and then with a sweet in it. So this one has CAJETA, which is a type of caramel. Muy deliciosa. And something with this sweetness combined with the like fun flavor of the cheese, it's just the perfect combination, the perfect dessert.
Madison and I rarely agree on desserts because most desserts are like too sweet for me. But this, the cheese in it, the savory and the sweet combination, that does it for me. So this is a dessert we actually both agree on. Let's go. That's my first time having the caramel though. That pairs really well with the cheese. Like a very light Parmesan. It's got that Parmesan, like that umami going on, but not aged too long. So it pairs really easily with these sweet things. So this is a type of caramel. Very good. And they were not stingy with it at all. They just like dumped it in there. But I was like, that's gonna be too sweet with the cheese. Great combo. All right, I'm gonna give this back before I finish it all while pretending to talk to you. There we go.
We've tried two other toppings on Marquesitas before. We've had Nutella, condensed milk, and now caramel. And I think condensed milk is definitely still my favorite. Just the way that extreme sweetness pairs with the cheese is crazy and delicious. But this is a strong second. So yummy. The cajeta that you get here is made with goat's milk, so it's a lot creamier than a caramel that you would have back in the United States. And really delicious. Dos tacos y tienes quesos? So we are at El Polilla, which is one of our absolute favorite spots here in Cancun. We come here multiple times a week because the Carnitas tacos are insane. We found the best source of places to go are the places that specialize in one thing and one thing only. And so this place is the Carnitas spot. It is always busy, it is always crazy. They sell out by like 1 p.m. They were almost out today by the time we got here. So we got 2 tacos and a quesadilla. We typically just get the regular pork, but last time we were here, we saw some of the locals order the brain meat. So today we went ahead and ordered some of that to give it a shot. It's mostly the regular, but with a little bit of the brain meat in it. I cannot believe I just did this, but I was trying to speak Spanish. And instead of asking, do you have pork brain, I instead asked the man who I was ordering from if he had a brain. So, off to a great start. This salsa is completely insane. We usually try to take a little bit of extra so we can take it home when we come because it's that good. The tacos are only $1.25, but they stuff them full of meat. Like, I eat one as my meal. So good. Carnitas is kind of like your pulled pork, but it's just so soft, so tender, so flavorful. And then the salsa I put a lot on it this time, so it's definitely hitting me a little bit, but it had so much freshness, so much citrus and acidity. It's fantastic. Oh, Polilla is definitely the one that I recommend the most and that I'm going to miss the most when we go home of all the restaurants in Cancun.
Alright, got a healthy amount of the salsa in there. But see, the salsa adds a good spice to it, but the meat itself is so soft, so juicy that you're not adding it to get moisture back, you're just adding it for that kick. Now, I don't like repeating the same food too many times. There are probably just a few foods in the world that I would say this to. I could have this every day. No problem. It is so good. It's so simple. Just about being fresh and made with excellence. These guys are pros at this. There's no doubt about it. They know what they're doing. I don't even want to tell you about this. I just want to keep eating it. Now this one I have not had before. This is a quesadilla. Looks like it's the same sort of deal, same filling in a tortilla, but they put toothpicks along the edges and then fry it. Let's try it. Now, I'm not usually a fan of taquitos. This is like the best version of a taquito, where you got enough filling in the middle. The ratio is perfect here, for me. Got a lot more meat to a thin crust, and it's juicy. You gotta try this.
Holy cow, it's amazing. Like, the flavors going on in here are so good. The crispiness of the shell is like a taquito, it's like an egg roll, it's like any sort of crispy fried appetizer you could get. This is the best of the bunch. Like, this is so insanely delicious.
This last spot was discovered by complete accident. We hadn't even had coffee yet. We were trying to walk to Walmart to buy coffee beans when we saw this insane line.
Getting in on the random street torta hype.
We had no idea what was inside the sandwich. We just copied everyone else and ordered uno torta.
Oh, real nice flavor. Very marinated.
What is it?
So tender. It's pork. It's like shredded pork, like carnitas, but in a very like, it's been stewed.
The meat is Cochinita pibil, pork marinated in citrus and achiote paste, wrapped in banana leaf and roasted underground.
That's really good. The bread is super soft. These are the good tortas.
It is a staple of the area, and we had tried it a few times at this point, but this is by far the best rendition we have had.
Wow. Yeah, that marinated meat is so good. So I think it's made with like a habanero salsa, which is what this area is known for, but it's got that, it's a good spice, it's delicious. Like, it'll wake you up. I understand why there was such a long line. This is absolutely delicious. Definitely the best torta we've had so far. And it's just from this little, it's not even like a truck, it's like a little street Vespa of some sort with the cart on the back. It's incredible. And like we had to stop just because there was a crowd all around it. It was delicious. We're coming back.
And we did go back many, many, many times.
Sharing is caring. Hey, what? Why are you gonna be a bully? No, you're not getting anymore.
To us, one of the best ways to truly experience a place is to do what the locals do, to find those secret spots of ordinary happiness. Don't get us wrong, we like an epic whale shark adventure as much as the next person, but sometimes the little things are what make the greatest memories. We're so happy to be living out our maddest adventures, chasing those moments, and we encourage you to do the same wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us for this madventure. Please, please, please like and subscribe. You have no idea how helpful that is to us. We'll see you on the next one, and until then, remember to live your own madventure.